one can go off.
So I think I know the answer to this. During the regular season, and I'm going to show my hockey ignorance, they've played back-to-back days. That happens.
That happens. Not like it's not like baseball where it happens as the norm, but they're back-to-back games.
Okay.
It's usually just not in the playoffs because they move it around for TV and things like that and travel, but they're all in the same place and they're packing it all in. So
who's in goal tonight?
I mean, you got to figure Elvis, right?
Yeah, I would say Elvis. Yeah,
2 Elvis. All right. Well, we'll see.
That wasn't really Corpy's fault. Those goals.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, good stuff, man. It was awesome, fun to see, and hopefully they can end this qualifying round. We can't call it the playoffs yet. So anyway, that's tonight. But lots to talk about today. We're going to talk our second segment. We're going to talk about all the paving and resurfacing that's going to be going on in the city of Delaware here, beginning in the next few weeks. Some big projects, some long-awaited projects, and but we got some
news.
We got some news to cover here.
We
in the studio.
interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Get a little headline news.
The news wouldn't be the news without the news.
But let me tell you, I got some news for you.
Americans heard the news and went wild.
So, Lee, this was news that actually broke last week, but I did not share it because I wanted my compadre, my bro, my amigo here when I officially revealed to the world Darren Shulman's personal news. I am going to be leaving the city of Delaware to take the same position as city attorney in Upper Arlington.
Really?
So I will start there on September 1st, and the negotiations went well. I'm really excited. And then I realized, wait a minute, what's happening to my radio show?
That's right. That was not. You couldn't negotiate that into the contract.
They don't have a Arlington City Digest.
And they didn't want you calling in at least every Friday. From
I didn't broach that subject. That's still potentially
to talk
in the
about
works.
the city of Delaware.
To tell jokes about how old Lee is. So.
Darren, you can't go.
So Darren, you're leaving the city of Delaware.
I mean, yeah, I'll physically still be here, but I'll be working in Upper Arlington. So,
but you'll still live in Delaware.
Yes.
So, my friend, how much longer do we have?
Episodes wise, we have all through the month of August. So you're not getting rid of me that easy. But my first day there is September 1st.
They can't let you sneak up here on Friday mornings?
I'll get my feet. Well, I don't know if Lee will want me. I mean, he's been trying to get rid of me for years now, so we'll see. But I'm a phone.
I'm gonna miss
away.
these histories. Like I can't know about his history or anything.
So by my
call
count,
in
that's
still.
3 shows left.
That's crazy.
Just 3 shows
already. Wow.
Counting today?
No, 3 shows after this. Son.
All right, so we got to amp up the pressure each time.
We're really gonna concentrate now.
We're really gonna prepare.
Just like we say every time.
After 6 years, we really think we're gonna
6
do
years.
it now.
This is it.
Now we're getting serious. So Derek, congratulations.
Thank you. I have really enjoyed working for the city and this show, most particular, is the highlight of my week. So thank you for letting me stick around, Lee. I will miss everybody engaged in the game.
We got time.
Yeah, we got episodes.
Yeah, we got episodes.
We got the last episode's going to be nuts.
We'll compile the greatest of Darren Shulman and then figure out how we're going to fill the other 27 minutes of the show.
Yeah, we got 1 minute done, yeah.
So anyway.
You want some real news, though?
Congratulations, Darren. Yeah. Stand by for news.
Okay, so today... Friday, there's a pop-up COVID testing station at the 2nd Ward Community Center. That's at 50 Ross Street. You can stop over 11 to 5. It is free. It's a drive-through testing. You need to wear face covering. And it's recommended to go if you're showing one or more of the symptoms that we've all heard about for COVID. And you get your test results in 3 to 7 days. So if you're interested in getting tested, this is not antibody testing, but you can go there. It's free, and you can get checked. Drive through. Like you've seen those on TV where the people are in like the hazmat suits and they stick the thing up your nose. So
it's that, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So more information for that is on our Facebook page.
Correct.
Did I miss anything, Lee, that you think
Health Department is a great source for that. If you have any questions about the testing, they're coordinating it. It just happens to be at the 2nd Ward Community Center at 50 Ross Street. As Darren said, 11 to 5. Motor vehicle and walk-ins also are being accepted. So that's taking place today, and it's free.
Free. But also they did say just because you get like tested and you don't have it doesn't mean you can go out and be crazy after that. So I was like, yay, I'm good. So just be careful even if you're
I'm bulletproof.
Yeah, I can't. I lick doorknobs and I'm cool. No, sorry. So also This is your favorite thing, and I don't think it infringes upon our guests. Starting August 10th, Stratford Road will be closed from Meeker to Wagner. Drivers should use 23, Sandusky, and Olentangy Avenue to get around that. So that's not paving. That's sort of a reconfiguration.
It's related to the Coghlan Crossing commercial project there.
This one you're going to love, Lee.
All right. Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Do you love financial reports but find them to be uncool and not hip? Well, you may be interested in our first popular annual financial report for the year 2019. This type of report is designed to be resident-friendly with summaries and simplified financial information. And who knows, reading it might make you popular.
Yes, the PAFR, as we couldn't do anything in government without butchering it and calling it, adding all the letters. It's the PAFR, not to be confused with the CAFR. This
or
is
the Swiffer.
The Swiffer, the PAFR. Yes, the popular annual financial report. Everything you'd ever want to know about City of Delaware finances is in that easy to read and easy to digest 6-page report.
I actually learned something preparing for the show because I had never heard of that. And I was like, it's popular. People must love this thing. And it doesn't mean it's popular, but it's for the population, I guess. So it might make you popular reading it. Just hang out on the bench with the big
It's hip to be square,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. That's all I have before I go to history. Do you have anything else, Lee?
No, sir.
History me. Lee, I think this is one of your favorite subjects. This day in history, 1912, Teddy Roosevelt was nominated for the presidency by the
Bull Moose Party.
Bull Moose Party. Bull Moose Party was a group of Republicans dissatisfied with the renomination of William Howard Taft. A key component of the campaign was the Square Deal, which you may have heard of. Square Deal is a society based on fair business competition and increased welfare for needy Americans. So,
wasn't that something Wendy's offered? Was the Square Deal or
the Square Burgers?
No.
The meal deal or whatever. Well, the Square Deal, I think, and I don't know if that was the first, Lee, but a lot of campaigns since then have kind of changed it to like New Deal or Square Share. I mean, they've kind of...
Chicken in every pot.
Yeah,
right.
So Gazette reporter and political pundit Lee Yoakum predicted a seismic shift in politics, writing, "We are in an era of the ascendancy of the Bull Moose Party. No longer will we be forced to choose between Republicans or Democrats. When Roosevelt is elected, the Bull Moose Party will be the next major player in American politics."
Missed it by that much.
Yoakum's prediction turned out to be wrong as Woodrow Wilson won, and the Bull Moose Party went the way of Yoakum's beloved Whig Party.
The Whig Party.
Whig Party, I love
Have
it.
to get the Whigs in.
Yeah, bring them
Yes. I still think the Know Nothing Party will be there, too.
Like, what are these? I actually, you know why they're called the Bull Moose Party, I think?
Because they were as stubborn as a bull moose?
Well, apparently, I don't know if that's why I got the name, but Roosevelt was giving a speech and some guy just shot him.
Yeah, I remember that. Right. He got shot in his speech.
He didn't stop. He just kept giving the speech and
After
said
he was shot.
it takes
Right.
more than a bullet to stop a bull moose.
That's right. That's what it was. That is it, sir. You are correct, sir.
Can you imagine just getting shot and being like, I'm good. Let me just finish this boring speech.
All right. We're going to go to break. Back for our second hard-hitting segment where we talk transportation and some paving that's going to be taking place in the city of Delaware. All of that after these messages.
Hi, it's Pam Spencer, host of Mid-Ohio Hockey Talk, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Join me along with Mark Bingaman, Carl Bennett, and Darren Schulman as we talk playoff hockey right now in Mid-Ohio. The Blue Jackets are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we wish them all the best. We'll go through the games this week on Saturday, Mid-Ohio Hockey Talk, 10 a.m. on WDLR.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
No matter what you drive, it'll someday need to see a mechanic. Foreign, domestic, car, truck, or SUV, no vehicle is immune to the occasional need for a mechanic. That's why it's best to know someone who can do all the necessary work on what you drive. So let's figure it out here. Does your vehicle have an engine in it? If so, Auto Inspection Services is certified to do all levels of work on it.
I don't see any reason to go anywhere else. I mean, I'm getting what I want. I'm getting quality.
Check out AIS-HP.com. You owe it to yourself to visit Auto Inspection Services.
When you're looking for a fun, friendly neighborhood tavern that appeals to everyone, discover the Bogey. The Bogey Inn is here to provide you and your friends with an amazing experience. Maybe it's a newly renovated backyard patio or a mix of affordable and unique items on the menu. No matter the reason, the Bogey is the place. Don't forget, the Bogey follows all capacity and regulations and social distancing guidelines. After all, we are all in this together. Stop in today, the Bogey Inn. Visit online at bogeyinn.com.
From the WDLR WeatherBug Forecast Center for this morning. Look for sunny skies and a high of 81. Mostly clear tonight, low 58. Sunny tomorrow, high 84. Mostly clear tomorrow night, low 62. Sunny on Sunday, high 87. And partly cloudy Sunday night, low 69. I'm Bob Sty on the new 92.9 FM, Ohio's best classic hits.
67 degrees. You're listening to Delaware City Digest on 92.9 WDLR.
The camera was off during the break, right?
Yeah.
The best part is we broke Gage with our dancing and irreverence.
My full-on Meatloaf impersonation.
Yes, it was. He captured the essence so well.
Anyway, it is a digest. I'm Lee. That's Darren. Clearing his throat in the background, I believe, is Jonathan Owen. Jonathan is, of course, the City of Delaware project engineer. Jonathan, welcome back to the show.
Good to be with you.
Jonathan is going to tell us a little bit about some paving projects coming up in the City of Delaware. And, Jonathan, we're going to kick it off with the one everybody's talking about. Central Avenue from the Point to Troy Road is going to get some work done here in the not too many days, it sounds like.
It is. We're looking at a start date of next Wednesday, August 12th, and they will be working overnight, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m.
So does that mean during the day we won't notice it and we can just drive like normal, or there's still going to be some effects?
Yeah, they'll have it back open like normal during the day.
This is the Central Avenue resurfacing, and it will be done in stages. So don't expect the asphalt crews to be out there right off the bat. The first thing people will notice is the big kind of those graders, those machines that grind off the surface, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, they'll start off by removing pavement and doing base repairs down to like a deeper depth. And then after a week or so of that, then they'll have the milling machines, big grinders that'll mill off the top inch and a half or so of asphalt before they put down the new asphalt.
I was compared to like dental work. It's like root canal. You got to go down so far.
Oh, my teeth hurt to see.
And then you get it all. You get the subsurface ready, and you build that up, and you get that ready, and then you build on top of that. How's that? Is that right, Jonathan?
That's a good analogy. That's a pretty good analogy.
So Jonathan, most construction that you think of happens during the day and kind of is inconvenient. So talk to us about this night shift thing. Is that something we built into the bid to reduce that traffic, or what's going on?
Sure, and I should say, that this is an ODOT project that we're partnering with them in some respects on, but they did that to just reduce the impact of traffic. That section of Central Avenue from Troy Road to the Point is obviously pretty heavily traveled during the day, and so they often do that sort of thing just to reduce impacts of traffic on heavily traveled roads.
We're talking with Jonathan Owen, is a project engineer for the City of Delaware, and we're talking about Central Avenue resurfacing, which is scheduled, fingers crossed, weather permitting, next week, likely around Wednesday. And as we said, the surface they'll do some prep work, they'll grind it off, and they'll come back and do the actual new top coat. But a lot of the work there, Jonathan, will be taking place in the evenings. And are we still thinking like between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m.?
That's right, 7 p.m. and 6 a.m.
That's good. And there'll also be some work during the day, maybe at intersections or where there's sidewalk connections or things like that maybe some curb or ramp work?
That's right, yep.
So let's say I'm driving around at 2 a.m. or something. What alternative? Should I just take a different route? Is it the whole road, or is it going to be in sections? Will I be able to figure out what should a driver do if they want to drive around?
They will maintain traffic with flaggers, so they'll have just one lane closed at a time. But if you don't want to wait on the flagger, then feel free to take William Street or some other alternative.
But you can still get around, and they'll let you know how to get there. So
absolutely,
it's a really good point. Traffic will be maintained, and that is the Central Avenue resurfacing scheduled to begin next week. And Jonathan, how long do you think that'll take?
We're hoping it'll be wrapped up in about 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks, and again, that's from the Point to Troy Road. Now, while that's going on, there's also the City of Delaware sort of our more hyper-focused resurfacing. A number of streets are going to be getting some love this year, and that will be beginning also, right?
Yeah, that'll be starting next Monday, the 10th.
And the difference is the Central Avenue project is being paid for primarily by ODOT. This local City of Delaware resurfacing program are monies either that we have in our budget or that we have received from the state for resurfacing. And let's see. Let's run through We'll run through the list of streets to get some work done.
We should guess how many of them I've heard of.
Oh, that would be a short list.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Albemarle Circle. Jonathan, what's going to happen there?
Albemarle will have a mill and overlay.
Okay. And Bridgeport Way.
Nope.
Bridgeport Way will actually be reconstructed down to a little bit deeper than just 1.5 inches mill.
All right. Providence Lane.
Nope.
Providence Lane, part of Providence will be reconstructed from Lexington to Bridgeport, and from Kettering Bend to Bridgeport will be a mill and overlay.
All right. How about Pin Oak Court?
Pin Oak Court, I believe, is a reconstruction.
Paddock Court.
Paddock Court is a mill and overlay.
4 more to go, Darren.
I am 1 for 4 right now. Yeah. I've heard of one of these streets.
Oh, my gosh.
1 and 4, I guess.
Yeah, that's good news. Good news, residents, from our city attorney.
Albemarle, I'm with you.
Let's see. Northampton Court.
Northampton, mill and overlay.
In Halstead Court.
Mill and overlay.
Landomere Court.
Landomere, mill and overlay.
And Castleton Way.
Mill and overlay.
So mill and overlay, again, they grind off about the half inch?
Top inch and a half.
Inch and a half.
Top inch and a half.
And then it'll come back in, and that's when it becomes sort of that honeycomb surface, and it's not the finished surface. They'll come back in then and put new asphalt down over the top of that.
And I'll point out that after they do the milling, they'll put down what's called a SAMI, S-A-M-I, which stands for stress-absorbing membrane layer, inner layer. It kind of looks like a chip seal, so it'll be kind of a gravelly surface. That is not the final surface, so don't worry. We will be putting 1.5 inches of asphalt on top of that.
I feel like people use the word membrane to sound cool and scientific because our water plant has.
It does makes it sound pretty high tech.
If you knew Jonathan, you know that he doesn't need to use the word membrane. He is cool. He's
cool sans membrane.
He's one cool engineer. Jonathan, these projects will be going on some will be going on at the same time. Some are in the neighborhood of other projects, and there might be a slight delay from when one ends and one begins.
Right. Yeah. All those streets you listed are sort of in the same general vicinity, so they'll kind of progress through those. Maybe not necessarily every street all at once, but that project should also take about 4 weeks, and we're hoping that's all wrapped up by September 11th.
I'm going to put you on the spot because we didn't prep this question, but how did those streets get selected for some TLC? If I'm listening and I'm like, hey, what about this street or that street?
Yeah, good question. So every 2 years we do a citywide evaluation of pavement conditions. We look at every street, and so every street has a score, so to speak, and so whichever streets are in most need of work are selected, and then we each year sort of focus it on a particular geographic location. We don't have just random streets all across the city. We try to package the program where it's in the general vicinity, just to reduce the amount of people that are impacted and to keep costs down by having them all in the same vicinity.
So there's a science and a method to your madness.
there is a method. It's not just pulling names out of a hat, right?
And it's also good to point out that everything we're talking about, all of this information is available in much more detail on the city's website, DelawareOhio.net, if you click on the Access Delaware link, and also on the Access Delaware Facebook page. That is a great resource for all transportation information in the city of Delaware. So everything we're talking about today, you can find out more, especially if you live in one of those neighborhoods. Now, speaking of that, Jonathan, those residents that do live in those streets that we named, we do a little extra outreach to them, correct?
Yes, I believe they would have received already some information directly to their residences, and they'll be seeing some no parking signs go up for streets that have restricted parking. So be on the lookout for that, and any further coordination will be done directly from the contractor or from one of our engineers.
So, Jonathan, I'm figuring it needs to be no parking because you're actually, constructing that road. So what happens if someone says, I'm like Lee and I'm going to break the law and still stay there? What happens to their car when they're, at that point?
Well, we'll just pave around it.
I mean, I'm assuming you tow it, right?
We'll attempt to make contact. I mean, the contractor would try to make contact with the property owner, and if not, ultimately we would have to tow it.
I thought you were going to say pave over it, so there'll be a nice little mound.
Yeah. A little ramp.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, driving out here from City Hall, I went underneath or past the 23 exit ramp from Ed Williams Street there, and that work is continuing. How has that been, and are they on schedule?
I believe they're a little behind schedule. That's another ODOT project, and they were anticipating that retaining wall work along that exit ramp being done by now, but it's still ongoing, as everybody can see. We're still probably a couple weeks out from having a weekend where the ramp is completely closed. So that's actually not scheduled yet.
And that's the next big event. I know we had some night closures leading up to this with work being done, and the next kind of big event, because the ramp is open now, although with cones and things. The next big thing will be a full closure.
Full closure on a weekend. Yep.
And will that be both the entrance and the exit ramp, or?
It'll be they both will be closed completely for a weekend, but on separate weekends. First, it'll be the northbound exit ramp, and then maybe a weekend or two later, it would be the southbound entry ramp.
So just be aware of that. And again, all of that information can be found. We'll follow that and mark that on our website and on the Access Delaware Facebook page. Which, a hat tip to you guys. You're doing a great job with your social media outreach,
it's
Jonathan.
Quite popular. Like our popular.
It is popular, yeah.
So anyway, Jonathan, go ahead.
I'd be remiss to point out that in addition to those local streets you mentioned, also next week, starting on Monday, will be base repairs to West William Street,
Bill Street,
Toledo,
Bill
and Franklin.
Street gets some love. All right.
So that'll be during the day, but between the hours of 9 and 3, hopefully to avoid those peak traffic times, and then also Bell Avenue. The full length of Bell Avenue will be resurfaced, and we'll be starting next week, or the week after on that street as well, with base repairs and then a full mill and overlay for the full length and width of Bell Avenue.
I know both those streets.
That's a busy time. That's a lot of orange vest time for you, Jonathan. Are you going to be out there making sure everything stays in order?
Well, I might be out there some. Nathan McCoy, another engineer here, kind of heads up our resurfacing programs. Kudos to him for putting all this together. He'll
Great.
be the engineer most likely out there.
Well,
frequently.
Darren and I are available when needed.
I have a vest.
All right,
I have a vest,
I'll let you know.
and you have a hard hat, so I think that qualifies us.
Well, we can definitely supervise.
And we drive,
work.
and we drive cars, so I think that qualifies us. So
we're doing some overnight paving this evening on Berlin Station Road. You guys are more than welcome to go out there. I might need some help.
I got a thing tonight.
Okay.
I will pave this road. It won't be straight, but it will be paved.
Hey, Jonathan, we'll let you rest up for your night paving tonight. But thanks for coming on, and we'll look for all of that work taking place here in the city of Delaware, really, for the next over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Sounds like a busy time.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, Jonathan.
I have one more thing, if you indulge me.
Okay.
I want to wish happy birthday to my wife, Marcia. It's sometime this weekend. So I'll just get it out of the way now. And yes, I should know the exact day. I get confused. I think it's either today, tomorrow, or Sunday. So happy birthday, Marsha.
Oh my gosh, that ought to be a fun birthday. It was
Wow.
sometime. All right,
It's
all
coming
right.
up.
Darren, Gage, thanks for having us on. We'll
Gentlemen.
see everybody next week on the Digest.
You've been listening to Delaware City Digest on WDLR. Tune in next week to find out what's going on in your city of Delaware.
W225CM Delaware.
WMYC AM Columbus.